All right, what is going on, my dudes? So good news and bad news. Good news, it's Morbin time. Bad news? Well, there is no bad news because it is freaking Morbin time, my dude. But actually, a little bit of bad news. Still not feeling too great. Still in the makeshift studio. But we're gonna get through some Morbius stuff today. Now, Morbius is a really exciting champion to enter the game because on day 1, which is 24 hours from the time this uploads, so many people are going to have a guaranteed 7-star Morbius if you purchased the Platinum track 3 months ago. Now, a lot of people in the comments are going to be like, can I still buy it? No. You can open crystals for Morbius, you can grind arena for Morbius, but you can't get a guaranteed 6 or 7-star Morbius any longer, okay? But another topic of discussion here, I've seen some people being like, should I get the 6-star Morbius or the 7-star Morbius? Listen, guys, do whatever you want to do. It's your life, it's your account, it's your money. But please, for the love of God, don't do something like picking a 6-star Morbius over a guaranteed 7-star just for a SIG ability or because you can ascend him or because of any other stupid reason. Don't do it. It's so silly. You have a guaranteed 7-star. Don't do it. If you want this 6-star so freaking badly, you can put up like 12 points in arena because most people who would be grinding arena are going to be grabbing the 7-star. So you can get both really simply, but you have a chance here if you got the stamps to get a guaranteed 7-star. Don't make a poor decision. All right, so Morbius, but it's your decision. Morbius, let's do it, man. Let's go over this guy. So he's actually kind of simple. He's really good. Like, he's very powerful, but he doesn't have too much going on, which is great. He's simple, he's easy to use, he's going to be good for a lot of different matchups. So he has a new mechanic called the Cionic glide. Basically, it's kind of like Kitty Pryde when you're out of striking distance and you dash in. He goes unblockable and he misses special attacks or basic attacks. It's really cool. It's a little annoying on defense. It's going to take a little bit of time to get used to when you're fighting him, but it's not too bad also. But it's just pretty cool, man. So the Cionic glide, it gets a lot of extra attack, as you can see, plus 12,000 attack rating, right? It also inflicts a bleed debuff. The bleed doesn't do much damage. The bleeds are pretty much used as currency for other stuff, but we'll get into that, okay? Now, if you counter the defender's special attack, either punish it or glide through it. With the glide, you're going to put on 4 bleeds instead of 1. So this is a great way to keep stacking up your damage, right? Now, after you glide, you gain a 100% Fervor buff. Now, this is an interesting buff. What this buff does is it increases the ability accuracy of outgoing damaging effects by a certain amount, okay? But also, while this buff is active on Morbius, it makes it so he can't do a glide. Now, he's a science champion, right? Science champions are going against mystic champions. If the buff is nullified or fails due to ability accuracy reduction, he replaces it with a non-stacking passive, and this passive does not prevent him from gliding, okay? So if you're fighting Rintra or Wiccan or any sort of neutralize, you can pretty much go like Kitty Pryde, back and forth, dashing. Okay, if you're fighting a champion like Sorcerer Supreme or Dr. Doom who nullifies, you can kind of do the same thing, just not as reliable. So that's how that interaction works. It's actually really cool. All right, so bleed effects. All of his attacks have a 20% chance for basic hits to inflict a bleed debuff over 24 seconds. Obviously, deep wounds is going to make that longer, but 24 seconds is honestly quite long, okay? Each damaging debuff on the opponent lowers regen rate by 10% and ability power rate by 5%. This caps out at 100% reduced regen rate and 50% reduced ability power rate. When you get to 10 debuffs, you place a petrify debuff on the opponent, okay, which is of 25% potency, and that is going to stack on top of those 2 reductions. So in total, it'll be about 75% ability power rate reversal and about 125% regen rate reversal. But also, he doesn't benefit from despair, but every rank that you have invested into despair is going to increase those things by 5%, which is quite nice, going to add a little bit more. So his heal reversal is pretty okay when you combine it with the petrify, and the ability power rate reversal is nice for like Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, those types of champions where the power gain is not out of control, but it just keeps the normal defender power gain under control, okay? Also, on top of that, when the opponent is petrified, Morbius gains increased combat power rate for each damage and debuff on the opponent, up to 30%. So those are all his abilities. It's pretty much just hit the opponent, put bleeds on, do the Cionic glide, and then you get a petrify, alright? Now, his special 1 has a 50% chance on each hit to put a bleed debuff. There were like 6 hits. And also, his Fervor buffs, they expire when it's done. That way you can glide right after. The special 2 and the special 3 pretty much do the same thing. He's very simple, guys. He's very simple. So for the special 2, damage and debuffs are paused during the attack, and if the opponent's petrified, the second hit becomes a guaranteed crit. So this is kind of crazy. I don't really understand why he's this powerful, but it's kind of like if Sasquatch had a guaranteed crit on the special 2, because it's the same mechanic. You stack bleeds, you stack ruptures, you throw the special 2, you explode the bleeds, you explode the ruptures. Right? Same thing, but you have a guaranteed crit essentially up to 40 debuffs, which is a lot. All right. Also, you regenerate 15% of the damage dealt by the second hit, up to 10% of max health. It's almost always going to be that 10% of your max health because it hits really hard. Special 3 pretty much does the exact same thing. Like, it's literally the exact same thing. I don't think there's the only thing that obviously you can't crit on the special 3, but yeah, very simple, guys. It's just hit the opponent, glide through specials, do all these things. Big special 2. That's it. So let's talk about his sig ability now. The sig ability is certainly nice to have. It actually makes him one of the most suicide friendly champions in the game. But again, please, if you want the 6-star on top of your guaranteed 7-star, grind arena or save some 6-star shards for the next featured. It is very easy to get 6 stars nowadays. So kind of like Guillotine, OG Guillotine, when the opponent is immune to a bleed, you have up to a 100% chance to inflict a rupture instead, copying all the bleed's behavior. On top of that, this is the nice part of his sig. When taking direct damage from any source, that means degen, that means bleed, that means poison, that means stuff like that, okay? Gain a non-stacking Undying passive that falls off after not taking direct damage from those sources for 2 seconds, has a cooldown of 8 seconds. Now, if you run the recoil masteries, stuff like recoil is direct damage. Stuff like the poison and bleeds direct damage. You're going to be healing the entire fight. You're not really going to be taking any damage from recoil or bleed or poison. It's kind of insane. It's kind of insane. So it's definitely really nice from that. Also, you know, with the sig level, while that Undying is active, you instantly regenerate up to 50% of all direct damage taken, and against skilled champions, that is cut in half. So yeah, the sig ability is definitely nice, right? But the damage output on the 7-star is so nice, man. So since most people are going to be having the 7-star Morbius, we're going to stick with the 7-star rank 2 unduped Morbius today, since that's going to be a large reality for a lot of people. Okay, so right here, I like to glide through special attacks. It's lots of fun. Go for the special 1 right after. That way your Fervor is gone. You could do it again. All right, stacking on the bleeds, as you can see here. At this point, I'm going to build up to a special 3. This is like a Battleground size health pool, and this is going to be mega overkill. This was special 1 into special 2. 221k special 2 crit. Absolutely crazy, man. He's going to be a pretty darn effective nuke. Okay, so let's take a look here at a larger fight here. 700,000. I don't even have stat focus on, because it's like, what should I put on? Crit damage rating, I guess, right? But special attack damage, I guess, yeah. But I usually like a critical rating, but he has the guaranteed crit on the special too, so it's almost like, you know, you use something else. So special attack is probably what you want to do with this guy, right? So same thing here, whether it's a long fight or a short fight, I'm pretty much going to be doing the same thing. Since this is a longer fight, I'm going to be trying to build up my bleeds a little bit higher. This is all done without deep wounds, by the way, okay? So if you do run deep wounds, if you're a Nick Fury user, if you use Zemo, other champions that have bleeds that like the deep wounds mastery, you're gonna enjoy the interaction, right? So as you can see, we're at 34 bleeds right now. We're gonna go for one more special 1. We just hit the cap of 40. It is very hard to hit that cap of 40 and going into the special 2 without synergies. Blade and Mole Man make it pretty easy. But yeah, we're gonna go for a special 2 here at 34 bleeds, 247k, right? So very similar to the lower amount of bleeds. So actually, it's like you don't have to go that crazy, man. You might as well go for like 2 special 2s. It kind of seems like, right? So here we got hit, so I could show you the lifesteal. Look how nice I am. I'm going to show you how the lifesteal works. I intentionally, totally on purpose, got hit there for sure. But yeah, so basically, what we're going to do here is we're going to show you off the life steal, all right? So we're at 75% health now, okay? We're going to go for the special 2 in just a moment after we get to it. After we get to it. We're about to get to it, okay? She has 27% of her health left. Again, this was a 700,000 health fight. Let's check it out. From 75% up to 85%, up to 86% actually. And she has 1% left. So yeah, pretty powerful champion, man. He's a very powerful nuke champion. I think he's going to be really solid in Battlegrounds, honestly. You know, unduped, the only thing he really can't do is bleed immune champs. You know, when he is duped, he could do pretty much most champs, man, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, you can't do like Kingpin, other shruggers who are going to shrug either your bleed or your rupture. But then again, he's a science champion. He's not really meant to be taking those skill champions anyway. So let's take a look at some of his utility here, okay? So this is going to be just a rank 1 Morbius because, like, you know, these champions are he's gonna kill them too fast. He hits too hard. But this is basically a little bit of a showcase of his SIG ability. So his SIG ability is nice if for whatever reason you do pick the 6-star or you get him in the future, you're watching this in the future, okay? The SIG ability is really nice. So we're gonna skip forward a little bit. It takes a second. So this is the Undying passive. It's a little hand up there. It's that red hand. Just watch what it does. Really strong here. It's like you won't die from this degen, okay? It gives you another chance to get in there, finish the fight. All right, bam, he's rooted now, and we're still not dying. We're still alive. I'm gonna glide through that, and we got tapped. But yeah, what's nice about it though is that like it gives you a second chance to come back from a mistake. So here we're getting degened by Mojo, right? I'm like, damn. Okay, dang. Going for a special 3. All right, bam. Gonna skip the special 3 animation, and look, we're both at 1%. Oh my god, and we're gonna glide. We life stealed a little bit, and we glide. So here we go. I'm going to show you the interaction between the neutralize and the fervor. As you can see, we have a neutralize up from Rintra, and we're kind of just like going a little crazy with the Cionic glides here because we have a guaranteed chance to place a bleed. Also, we have we're unblockable, we have more attack rating. This Rintra's being really passive right now. He's being annoying. He's hitting us while he's unstoppable. Why are you doing that, my friend? Why are you doing that, my friend? That's not very nice, my guy. But yeah, so this is pretty much how it works. If you're fighting Wiccan, of course, you can like parry and get the thing on you, but you have to watch out for like his shock or his incinerate, right? If you dex anything like that. But yeah, it works really well. We're stacking these things up. We're gonna go for a special 2, big damage, nice. You know, that little hit that we took while he was unstoppable didn't matter too much because, you know, we're Morbius and we're morbing around, and we have our glide. And it's working pretty well, but you know, Rintra's annoying, of course. You want to knock him down a little bit more. When you're fighting Rintra, you don't want to be like this silly with the glide. I'm just showing you like how often you can do it. It's pretty much what I'm doing here. So yeah, let's say you're fighting a Dr. Doom in Battlegrounds, right? And keep in mind, this is a rank 1, so our combat power rate is lower. It's reduced by what the 7-star would be or what a ranked up 6-star would be. But this is pretty much like what I like to do with him in like Battleground scenarios. So like I like to glide right away, let the glide come back naturally, get to the special attack I want to bait out, which is here, glide right through it, probably go right for a special 2. And yeah, I mean, this is, you know, rank 1 6-star versus rank 4 6-star, but if that was like a ranked up 7-star or a 6-star, that would be doing a lot more damage. So let's take a look here at the SIG ability. Of course, this is going to be MCOC for 2 reasons. Number 1, we're showing off the ability power rate reduction here from the debuffs, but also, as you can see, he's bleed immune, so we're placing the ruptures on. So his SIG ability is nice for like MCOC, absorbing man thing, right? But you know, just use someone else for those guys. That's how I view it, at least, man. So that is Morbius. He's honestly, guys, very simple, very straightforward. He is very solid. He has some kind of cool synergies here. The Legion of Monsters champions, Fermented Souls. At the start of the fight, inflict a torment passive for 30 seconds. That's actually really nice, actually, because it's going to make your bleeds last 35% longer, which is nice. So that's a good synergy. I like the one with Blade. He gets the same ability power rate reduction that Morbius has. That can be good for like Mephisto, for example. Other Mystic champions who have that, you know. This thing here with Punisher, you gain the synergy bonus after taking a lethal blow during the quest. right? And then down here as well, another one with Punisher. While indestructible, hits grant a regeneration passive, recovering 2% of missing health over 3 seconds. Max of 3 stacks. Could be kind of interesting what Punisher could do with a full synergy team, who knows? And then with Mole Man here, 10% bleed debuff duration, and that goes for Morbius and Mole Man. So that's going to be really nice for both of them. So a nice team is Morbius, Blade, Mole Man, maybe throw on Ghost Rider and Stark Spidey. That could work nicely, actually. That could be pretty darn nice. So yeah, guys, that is Morbius. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this big vampire with the big special 2. At the end of the day, he's so simple. Hit the opponent, use special 1 if you have to, use special 2 for the guaranteed crit, profit. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about this guy in the comment section below. Let me know if you're getting a 7-star Morbius in the comment section below, and I'll be seeing you around.